The province of Newfoundland and Labrador received an additional 1,000 additional PR seats, which then brings their total nominations to 2,050. And on top of this, they get to keep 475 PR seats under the AIP, bringing their total seats to 2,525. The NL Skilled Worker Pathway actually is part or one of the pathways that we have at quesjobs.io. Currently, there are about 500 jobs as I record this video. This could be more by the time that this video is published, but NL Skilled Worker Pathway is a great pathway in a sense that there is no restriction when it comes to NOC. There are also no tier level restrictions, meaning you can be from tier 0 to tier 5 as long as you have a job offer and you could be eligible. And another thing which is truly remarkable is that they do not have such pointing system that they have in Ontario or that they have in some PR pathways in Saskatchewan, wherein you have to have a pointing grade system. You have to score 60 out of 100. In NL, they don't have such. And this is a direct PR pathway as well. As long as you have an eligible job offer from an eligible company to sponsor in NL. And of course, just like any other PNPs or PR pathways, the NL PNP is not all candies and popsicles. There are restrictions as well when it comes to job offer and company sponsorship. So if you are already inside Canada, you must have a valid work permit. You cannot apply under this PR pathway even if you had a job offer, if you are on a visit visa or a tourist visa, or if you are on a record visa, they call it. The record visa is essentially the extension when you apply for extension of your tourist visa permit. If you are not legally allowed to work in Canada, even if you have a job offer, you are not eligible to apply under this PR pathway. Of course, you have to have the intention to reside in Newfoundland. You have to have CL4. Education credentials, you must have diploma or higher education, which is post-secondary. Settlement funds, you must be able to prove that you are able to sustain yourself and your family's living expenses, and you will find all of this information at the CIC website. And of course, the company should be eligible to apply. Normally, when it comes to PNPs, companies will have to have a business registration, an actual business registration in the province, and therefore this means that the company sponsoring you should have a business license in the province, that's one, and should have an actual operations in the province. The company cannot be operating from, say, Ontario, and they only need a salesperson who will sit and cover the province of NL. They do not have an actual operation, a physical office in NL. If the company is like that, then they are not eligible to sponsor. Unfortunately, they must have a physical brick and mortar operations in the province. And so now the question is, how did Newfoundland receive additional seats? Over 1,000 seats, PR seats from the IRCC, whereas the rest of the provinces across Canada were cut into half. And really the answer is the province of Newfoundland had to commit to welcoming refugees, humanitarian immigrants. And so from 2025 to 2026, they are committed, well, at least in theory, they are committed to welcome 290 humanitarian immigrants. Now guys, the fact that there are not so much available jobs, this means that there is a lot or there's high competition when it comes to jobs, and this fact essentially should make you more strategic when it comes to applying and searching for a job. Please do not just go to Indeed and LinkedIn and search for your job and apply to every single job that you will see there. It doesn't work that way. There are eligibility factors for a company to be eligible to sponsor. There are eligibility factors for a job to be eligible to be sponsored. Customizing your CV plays a lot of role. 70% of companies in Canada use ATS, or the applicant tracking system. The applicant tracking system will kick your CV out of the pool if your CV does not have the keywords or the target words in the job listing. And therefore, if your CV has got the target words as mentioned in the job listing, that increases your probability of being noticed by the hiring company or the hiring manager. If you are noticed by the hiring manager, then you have a higher chances of landing an interview. If you have a higher chances of landing an interview, you have a higher chance of landing the job. And when you land a job, that comes the part where you can apply for a PR pathway. All of this must be planned from the beginning until to end. And therefore, if you have a finite amount of time, please be strategic with your approach. You have to customize each CV. You have to be strategic with your job search. You have to be strategic with your PR search or PR pathway search. And you have to be strategic when it comes to applying for every single job listing that you come across with.